Now, those of you who've been watching me for a while will know that I conduct all my reselling operations from here. This is my attic. It's where I do my full-time job when I'm working from home. It's where I've also got all my reselling stock, packaging materials, printer, etc. And it's just nice to have everything in one space. The thing is, it's gotten so out of control recently. I've been buying in loads of stock. I just haven't had the time to get through everything, to process it. And it's becoming more and more and more just overwhelming in here. And recent events have meant that I've had to make a few adjustments to this room. You might already notice, if I just sit down a minute, there's nothing behind me. No packaging materials, nothing. And if I spin you around, all of a sudden, right, it's all gone. It's completely gone. Not gone, just gone elsewhere. Change is afoot in the Passy household. I don't want to divulge into details just yet because I don't want to jinx anything. But let's just say my reselling stock and the packaging materials and all the sundries and stuff are now off site. You can probably put 2 and 2 together to work out what's going on here. Why is this now a bedroom when it was once a stock room? Basically, say we're trying to get the house listed, basically. We're trying to get the house on the market. We're going to try and move elsewhere. Various reasons why this is happening. But yes, this room, for the first time since I moved in here 5 years ago, near enough, is now a bedroom again. Just so when potential punters come out of the house, they aren't put off by the hordes of rubbish that are occupying the loft. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That means that although I am still reselling, I really need to be careful about what I pick up, and almost try to not pick up anything at all. Like absolute bangers, I'm not going to leave behind. But even stuff like 5 into 25 quid, there's no point because I've got so much stuff to work through in the sort of on off-site, which is about 10 miles away, so it's a bit of a journey. It's a bit longer than going from here, we've got a couple of parcels there, to there and finding it. It's drive to, obviously, yeah, far away and find it. So that's the big news, I guess. And then hopefully in the future at some point, I'll have a new space, a new permanent space to work from. But for now, there is going to be a bit of disruption. It is what it is. Like, it is what it is. I've just got to adapt. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to plonk you on here because I think it's about time I went through some sales. And, there we go. This is going to be a seamless transition, but it isn't going to be. So yeah, as you can see, absolutely nothing behind me at all, which is quite nice. But yeah, like I said, there wasn't a video last week because I have been swamped by all this just moving stuff and just preparing the house for basically people to come and view it. For the listings, for the estate agents, the valuation, just all this stuff. And there's still so much to do, mainly in the garden. So I've got all that to think about. So yeah, I'm absolutely swamped. So I've got a spare sort of half an hour just quickly to make a video. I don't know when this is going to come out, to be honest, but priorities dictate. So YouTube has to take a bit of a backseat, unfortunately. Nevertheless, I will run you through a few sales. So October was a pretty good month. Now we're in Q4, right up to Christmas. I really haven't been listing that many things, certainly the last couple of weeks, just because of the reasons I've just mentioned. But I will run through a few bits. And what I will say is I've really slimlined what's been on my store as well, on my shop. I think I was up to nearly 400 listings last year, but just some absolute fodder on there. And I thought to myself, when you get that eBay notification, when you make a sale, when you see that the value of the thing that's sold was like less than a tenner, that almost like dopamine hit, it just like fizzles out. It's like, oh, it's only sold for, say, 10 quid plus postage. I've now got a packet, and after tax and fees, I'm making like 4 quid profit. So going forward, I want everything to be at least £15. That I'm buying. Stuff from the collection I'm selling off can be a bit lower. But if I'm actually buying something, yeah, I want it to be at least 15 quid. Might take an offer that's a bit less, but I just want that, the value of the sale, I guess the average value, just to be brought up by removing all stock that's, yeah, say less than £10. So anyway, that being said, October has been a good month. Should we start with a bad one? we'll start with the bad one. So this is a Woolovers linen and cotton full zip cardigan, sold for a tenner. A tenner plus postage. And I've had this for, man, ages, maybe 9 months. I've said before, I haven't bought Woolovers for ages. I used to love buying Woolovers, and they did sell fairly well for a while. But now I find only the cashmere blend ones truly sell well. Anything else, doesn't matter if it's linen, if it's lamb's wool, even merino wool stuff, I just find it just, I don't know, just sits around. Case in point, I think I paid £3.50 for this, and it's gone for a tenner. That's just not worth it. Oh, I had this one for ages as well. I thought this was a really good brand. This is a Keeler women's waterproof jacket. Keeler supply, I think they supply like NHS, fire service with like waterproof jackets and stuff. This wasn't like a emergency services issue. This was just like a normal, I guess, waterproof coat, made in Scotland, so a bit of age to it. That's gone for £27 plus postage, which sounds quite good. But I think I had it for 50 initially. I just had no interest, but I guess I just priced it way too high. Some Keeler jackets can do really well, but this one obviously hasn't. But it's a good UK size, good lady size. I think I paid £7 for it as well. So if I got the pricing right, it probably wouldn't have been so bad. It has taken an eternity to sell, so I won't bother with that again. Moving on to a die-cast model. I bought this from a car boot sale. I paid £2 for this. This is a Matchbox Convoy Kenworth Aerodyne and trailer. Came with the original box, but it had been opened. £13.50 plus postage I got for that. So that's the thing. So that was up to £15. 10% offer, £13.50, and it's sold. That's like the absolute minimum I take for a listing like that. So that's what I want the lowest sale price on my shop to be going forward. I guess the only exception would be something like a CD. I might sell for a tenner all in. I can just slap it in a jiffy bag and off it goes. But with that Matchbox thing, it takes a fair bit of packaging to make sure that A, the model is safe, B, the box is safe. So yeah, it is time. It's all about time here. So I sold my first of 2 sets of these. These are the Alessi soup bowls that I picked up from the charity shop. Paid £2 for the pair. Absolute bargain. These are the 2 ones that were loose. They've gone for £25 plus postage. So yeah, really good sale there. I wouldn't normally pick up like crockery, but I know Alessi was a good brand. Honestly, I've never found it previously. But yeah, really good sale. So I'll be looking out for that again. And maybe branching into more sort of like crockery and pottery. We will see. I'm just glad I got there without breaking. Oh, so if you're a business seller, you will know that you can sell pre-owned clothing for free until the 31st of December this year. By free, I mean you don't pay insertion fees and you don't pay completion, like sold listing fees, right? But you do pay promoted listing fees still if you are promoting, which most people are, because otherwise it doesn't get seen, right? But this sale came in just before that offer came in. So this is a Rab Kinetic Plus lightweight waterproof jacket. £90 that's gone for. Oh, that's not eBay. £90, and I paid a tenner. My average eBay fee percentage is 20%. So 20% of £90 is £18. So I could have got an extra £18 if it had sold literally a few days later. Really annoying, right? Really annoying. But it did sell for full price, to be fair. £90 plus postage. I can't complain, really. But it's just like, oh, why eBay? Why did you have to bring it in like halfway through the month? But it was when that whole Vinted versus eBay like battle was going on. Or some say it was a battle. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. I could have taken an offer and made exactly the same when the free listings were in place, but it's just one of those things. It's sold. I made profit. It's all good. So my England David Beckham shirt, I was tempted to keep this because David Beckham is one of my favourite players, but nah, I can't be keeping stuff like this. So yeah, Umbro David Beckham shirt, size large, 2005, 2007 home shirt, £35 plus postage that's gone for, and I paid less than £1 at a car boot sale. So yeah, really happy with that. That wasn't part of the free clothing listing either. So again, paid loads of fees, but never mind. It's all good. A couple of die-cast car sales, again, just thinning out the collection slowly. So this is a vintage Matchbox Superfast Pontiac GP Sports Coupe. This is quite a desirable car. I believe it was only made for 1 year, which sounds like it's going to be really rare. Matchbox were pumping out, honestly, millions of cars every year back in the sort of early 70s. So, yeah, I mean, rare, no, it's not rare. But if you can get a mint one, they can go for, like, crazy money. This one was play-worn. Still sold for £20 plus postage, though. This was another one. This is more of a niche manufacturer. This is a brand called Zilmex. So this is a Toyota 2000 GT, which is like a late 60s sports car. Incredibly desirable car. The real car will sell for like £1 million plus. It's really, really rare. This one didn't sell for £1 million, unfortunately. It sold for £20 plus postage. Did take a while to sell, but stuff like this, it's such a niche thing. It's not like a Hot Wheels or Matchbox or like Majorette. It's such a niche manufacturer that you are really waiting for that one buyer, and they paid full price, and that's all good. So, yeah, some things you just got to wait for, but that's okay. Wasn't sure how well this company did currently. Like manufacturer. Scotch and Soda. I haven't picked up Scotch and Soda for ages, just because I just found it just bottomed out about a year ago and haven't bothered since. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to see how well they do again. So a pair of Scotch and Soda. This is the Stewart Cotton Blend Stretch Chinos. Width 36, length 30. It's just off the edge of the screen. 34, 32, don't know. Paid £4 for these in a charity shop. They sold for £20 plus postage, which I think is okay. You know, if I know they're going to sell for about 20, then I'll pay up to like £5 for them probably, and then go from there. Didn't take too long to sell. I think they were selling for more previously, but that's sort of reasonable amount of money. Pair of Alpine Stars M56 Dry-Star waterproof leather motorbike gloves. Had a few scuffs on the knuckles, but apart from that, were really good condition. Paid a fiver, I think, at a car boot sale. They gone for £27.50 plus postage. Another model here, so Mini Champs Mini Cooper. Probably dates to the early 2000s. 1/43 scale. That sold for £16.50 plus postage. I paid £2 for this at a car boot sale, so happy with that. Another brand that I haven't previously bought, so this is Emu Australia. So these are a pair of leather and sheepskin waterproof ankle boots. Kind of look at a little bit like Uggs, but with a more of a quality feel to them. I think I paid a fiver for these at a car boot sale. They sold for £50 plus postage. It's all about Thomas Trackmaster. I've been buying loads of Trackmaster. I bought loads of it at the car boot sale, and then I bought a big lot of mainly engines and stuff that I'm slowly getting through. Again, a couple of months ago. This was the first one. This was the first one to sell. This is the Flying Scotsman. Tested, working, comes with both tenders, really good condition. That sold for £15 plus postage. I don't know what I would have paid for it. I think I put down £2 just as like a figure on my spreadsheet, but yeah, 2 into 15, that's absolutely fine. So this was a good one. Now, I bought a couple of these at a toy fair a couple of years ago now. I had a Subaru and this Peugeot. The Subaru sold ages ago, basically, for £90 plus postage. This one's hung around a little bit, but I finally sold full price, £70 plus postage. The reason why it's so much is because it was a limited run. It was back in 2003, so over 20 years ago, and this is the only time this model was released. The Subaru has been released many times, as has the Mitsubishi Evolution in that range, and there's also a Ford Focus. And I believe the Ford Focus has been used multiple times, but this Peugeot, the only time that model was released by Hot Wheels. So I guess if you want a Hot Wheels Peugeot 206, this is it, and it's really hard to find as well. So yeah, £70 I paid for that. £70 I got for that. So yeah, super happy with that. I don't know what I would have paid for it, but nowhere near that. Less than a tenner. This might have been sale of the month. I can't think of a better sale, but if we find one, then happy days. So this is a Nikon Coolpix S3200 compact digital camera. Now I bought this on the car boot sale this year, maybe back in like June, and I bought it from like a guy that's there regularly. I think he sells for charity, but like low key, like a local charity. I paid £3 for it. Came with the battery, came with the memory card, didn't come with the charger, so I had no idea if it was working. The case looked all right, like a few scuffs, but nothing to write home about. Thought fine, paid £3. Now, trying to find an official charger, no chance. Like, there's just absolutely no chance. So I had to buy like a third party one. That was a tenner. So all in, this camera owes me 13 quid. That's fair enough. But that sold for £110 plus postage. So, I mean, what can I say? This I've had for ages as well. This was one of the things I listed on Vestiaire Collective when I was selling on there. I say selling on there, listing on there. I never got a single sale from Vestiaire. I think it's an absolute dog crap website. It's just pretentious, and I just did not like it at all. But anyway, I thought, you know what? Come on, eBay, you can get this out. And it did. So £65 plus postage. This is a pure new wool jumper. So it's not merino, it's not cashmere, it's just basic wool. But the quality was absolutely just fantastic. Super good quality. Stitching just on point. Everything tip top. Yeah, £65 plus postage. And I paid a fiver for that in a charity shop. That really is quite expensive, so they just didn't know what it was. So this one was previously returned, and it was really annoying because it was just one of those returns where it doesn't fit. Well, you haven't read the description, have you? Anyway, it's come back, it's sold again. It sold for £10 less than it did previously, but I hoped that the free clothing listing things would kick in. But the thing is, I don't know, because I listed it under the sports, like football shirts category, not clothing. And for what people have been saying, sometimes you get free fees, but other times you don't if it's not in like an actual clothing category rather than sporting goods. Anyway, it's a vintage Patrick men's Plymouth Argyle home shirt from 2001-2002. It's a nice bit of age to it. Bought this from a jumble trail earlier this year, and what did I pay for it? £3 or £4, something like that. Had a bit of a sun fading on the front, unfortunately, so that did hamper the price quite a bit. But it still sold for £59 plus postage, and of course, it's actually gone back to Plymouth, which is quite nice. You know, it's gone full circle. So, yeah, really happy with that. But it would have been nice if it sold for £70 initially. But then again, would I have gotten the free fees? Potentially no. So, I guess it all works out in the end. Ooh, nice link here. I also bought this from that same jumble trail. This is an Imperia Pastaya, basically a pasta machine, like a deluxe one. Came with loads of attachments, original box, original polystyrene. Yeah, really heavy. This is one of the heaviest things I've sent out. It was like 7 kilograms boxed up. So yeah, priced accordingly. That's gone for £40 plus postage, and I think that was a fiver actually. I don't think I paid very much for it. Has taken longer to sell than I thought, but I think I got the pricing a bit wrong. So. But yeah, 5 into 40, can't complain there. Now this one, I definitely know I got the free fees on, and I was like super chuffed. So I bought these in a charity shop that I've had no luck in previously, like just zilch. Went in, and that day was my day. So I bought 2 pairs of these. This is the first to sell. Mountain equipment, which I love. This is the Ibex walking trousers, size 36 short. So unfortunately not my size, but fortunately for me, I could sell them. Paid £4.50. They've gone for £45 plus postage. So that's hopefully £45 minus tax back to me, which is just like, oh, wow, what a novelty. Just, yeah, absolutely superb. So yeah, super happy with that. Got another free listing. Free listing. Just a Berghaus Hydra Shell, so a lightweight waterproof jacket. A bit like that Rab one, but obviously not quite as good. Even so, £60 plus postage, and I paid £8 for this from a local charity shop. So yeah, super happy with that. Again, no fees. It's fantastic. I don't like selling on Vinted, so I'm really hoping that eBay continues to offer free fees for business sellers in the categories that Vinted offer. It makes sense, doesn't it? It really makes sense. If eBay wants to retain the customer base buying or selling, particularly selling, they really need to just match Vinted on that front. And if they don't, I think they really are shooting themselves in the foot. I don't think, despite what people have achieved on Vinted, right? I don't think I could have gotten anywhere near £60 for that on Vinted. I don't know what it is about Vinted. I just find that, again, unless you're specialising in like one thing, or you've got a big social media following, people want everything for like a quid on Vinted. I have not been able to shift anything, even if it's like quite good, for like anything more than like 20 quid. People just do not they just straight up ignore it. Like they just, no, I'd rather just, you know, pay a fiver for something. So I don't like buying on Vinted, cool. Selling on Vinted, nah, you're good. Saw some diesel jeans. These are the Larky Relaxed. I bought these recently as well, actually. Oh, I bought these in the charity shop head-to-head video from the Independent. Paid £3. They sold for £30 plus postage. Sold the other set of Alessi bowls. So these ones are actually boxed. Again, £2 from the charity shop. That sold full price. They've sold full price as well, £30 plus postage. I paid up for these at a car boot sale. I thought they'd do a bit better, but I'm still happy what they sold for. Even though the profit isn't actually that good. I'll explain in a moment. So these are some Asics Gel DS trainers. These are the 20th anniversaries. UK size 7, not the best size. They've gone for £49 plus postage, but I paid £17 for these at a car boot sale. They were new with that box, right? They hadn't been worn. But just to put it into perspective, let's call it 50 quid because my math isn't that good. So 50 quid, obviously it's shoes, it's not clothing, so I've got to pay eBay fees, right? eBay fees, 20%. Tax, 20%. So 40%, I mean, I'm just rounding up, right? 40% of that value, that sale price, I don't see. So 40% of 50 quid is 20 quid, right? And I paid 17 quid for it. So I'm actually only making £13 in profit that actually comes to me. I know something will include tax in the profit, but ultimately I'm not getting that profit, so why would I include it? Anyway, I've spent more money than the profit that I've made. And that doesn't sit too well with me. So yeah, I wouldn't buy them again for that price. Which is why free fees should really be a thing across the board for eBay. Like, it would make every purchase that bit sweeter, you know? We'll see. We will see what happens. Funny enough, from the same charity shop as those mountain equipment trousers, I bought these as well. Adidas Kaiser 5 men's red leather football boots. Paid £7 for these, or £7.50. I can't remember. Anyway, they sold for £30 plus postage. Only took a few days to sell. Had a few scuffs to them. They had been worn, but I made it very clear in the listing. Yeah, 30 quid plus postage. Super happy. Sold some binoculars. I do like picking up binoculars, but they do tend to take a while to sell. So these are actually some vintage Russian binoculars called Tento, and then some Russian letters. I don't even know how to pronounce that. 8x40s with a leather case and the strap. Made in USSR. Paid a tenner. They've gone to £41.49 plus postage. Sold some snowboard boots. I straight out refuse to sell ski boots because they're such a bulky thing. But snowboard boots don't weigh as much, so I'm more inclined to buy them. Paid £1 for these at car boot sale. £1 whole pound. And they've gone for £43 plus postage, which was admittedly £6.99. Another one for that charity shop head-to-head trip, again from the Independents. Echo Jamestown Hydromax men's chucker boots. Paid a tenner. They've gone for £60 plus postage. Sold some Superdry. Whoa! Superdry is not the one. Even though, to be fair, the joggers I'm wearing are Superdry. They're super comfy. Really. Yeah, Superdry to resell, it's so saturated. So it's really got to be an exceptional thing for me to pick up. This is a orange Parker jacket. I paid a tenner for this at a car boot sale back in the summer. That sold for £57.50 plus postage, which is great, absolutely fantastic. The RP is something absolutely astronomical, like over 200 quid. And it's in fantastic condition, so yeah, super happy with that. Sold these Sorel, I think that's how you pronounce it, boots. These are the Out and About Plus. Sold them before, but they were returned because they were too small. Hopefully they don't get returned again. Paid £7. They've gone for £30 plus postage. And again, from the same charity shop as the mountain equipment trousers and the Adidas boots, I also found these. It was a great little day in that charity shop. These are the Nike Zoom 3 Fly. Oh, so I'll start again. Nike Zoom Fly 3 running shoes. These are more of like a, not semi-pro, but like I guess a competent runner's shoe. They're a bit more than your average downshifter or Roche Run. Paid £12.50, so paid up a little bit. They've gone for £45 plus postage. Good condition, UK size 10. Yeah, what more can I say? Really good shoe to be looking out for. We'll finish with this one. Yo-Yo Factory. I bought a yo-yo back in the car boot sale back in the summer. This one's sealed. Had no idea how to price it. It's from 2004. I paid £1, I think. That one for 15 quid plus postage. So there we go. That is a snapshot of October. Wow, this is going to be a long video. I've been trying to keep my videos shorter, but to be honest, this one's going to be a bit longer. Sorry. Like I said, I can't do the weekly videos currently. I've got way too much going on in my life. Even the reselling has been shunned a little bit. So YouTube really just isn't going to, get a look in for now. So if you can bear with me for maybe a couple of months, hopefully when I'm back sorted and like set up properly, hopefully, touch wood, in a new house, that'll be good. But anyway, I shan't keep you anymore. This is a longer video. It had to be done, right? It had to be done. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully it's been informative. I do like doing these sales videos, even though they're not the best in terms of like viewer count. But it's useful. It's useful to know what stuff is selling for. I can tell you what I'm buying. I can tell you what it should go for. But ultimately, you want to know how well it's selling and what it's selling for. So there we go. That's what these videos are for. Anyway, no more waffle. Thank you for watching. Take care. And I'll see you in the next one, whenever that will be. So take care. See you then. Goodbye.